Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Had DNA of Senju Uchiha and Uzumaki? And yeah, guys, it's an unscripted movie as well. Now, before continue this, if you haven't, then please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's begin with our story. Story begins as we go to Konoha's hospital head department office as we see Tsunade scanning a woman's stomach. As after she was done scanning, she sighed and got up. I'm sorry, Kushina. You won't be able to become a mother this year as well, due to your tenant disrupting your chakra and killing the fetus with his chakra. As Minato, Jiraiya, and Orochimaru, who were there, sighed and had a sorrowful look on their face as Kushina began to cry. As Minato comforted his wife, it's alright, Kushina. No, Minato. Don't you see? We won't be able to feel the joy of being parents. We were all orphans all our lives, and it was our only shot at achieving a family. And it seems Kami-sama doesn't want us to. It's like we're cursed to be alone all our lives, Kushina said, as she began to cry. Orochimaru remained silent, as did everyone else. But then, suddenly, something clicked in his mind as he said, I think I might have a remedy for your problem. As his teammates looked at him with quite confusion, as did the couple. What do you mean, Orochimaru? Asked Minato. With the help of science and technology, I might be able to create a child with your DNA. But it is a 50-50 chance that the fetus might survive because it will be in a tube and it will be raised artificially there until it's time for his birth. As both of the parents' eyes widen, can this really be achieved? As Tsunade was in thoughtful pose as she said, yes, it might be able to be successfully achieved, but we have to be careful. There is a 50-50 chance because it has never been performed before. Right, Orochimaru? Yes, Hime. As Jiraiya said, whoa, Hime, why are you agreeing with Teme? You do know that he has some really sick ideas in that head of his. Are you really going to agree with this? You as well, Minato? Kushina? As they all looked at him with a look that he knew of, as he sighed, really, you guys? Fine. I agree. We agree as well, said everyone else. As Orochimaru then said, good. As all of them decided to consult with the third Hokage first, as even though he wasn't the Hokage anymore, he was still an elder, and they wanted to ask for his suggestion. As after putting their point in front of him, they let him decide what should they do. As he sighed, regardless, if Orochimaru can achieve this feat, then I'd be more happy to. But if once it is failed, I want you to shut down this project once and for all. And it will be kept a secret as well. Thank you so much, Sarutobi-sama, Kushina said, as Sarutobi chuckled. I know, Kushina, the joy of being a parent, and I want you too to feel the same joy, because I have seen you throughout your lives, and it's not been that good, but I hope you can achieve happiness in future with this. As with that said, they went to Orochimaru's lab that was created near the Forest of Death, as Orochimaru extracted some of their blood from both of the parents and started to work on the fetus. Time skip, 8 months has been passed since then, as the fetus has been successfully created and was put into a liquidated tube so that it could grow healthy. 2 months more passed, and the parents were happy that they might finally be able to achieve a child. The fetus was looking normal, as it was developing into a healthy baby. But suddenly, some complications came, as the two Sanins and the parents were called by Orochimaru into his lab. What is it, Orochimaru? Is something wrong with the baby? Yes. It seems that the DNA provided by you two is not enough. What? What do you mean by that? Jiraiya asked. Yes, Orochimaru, I'm confused right here. If the fetus was able to be created with the help of the two DNA, what might be you referring to? Or, yes, Hime, you got it. The chakra is not enough. The fetus is not stable. We need more potent chakra. Chakra that is more connected to nature. I'm thinking your chakra might be the best and solution to this problem. As he looked at Tsunade. As Tsunade's eyes widened. What? As both of the parents looked at Tsunade as well. You wanted a son or a child as well, right? It might be your best shot. Come on, Tsunade. We both know that you are not able to physically bear a child, but like this, with the help of science, you might be able to have one. Have a family, for a change. As Tsunade was now in deep thought, she might be able to have what she lost again. Family. And if this is how she was going to achieve it, then so be it. But she feared that she might lose him again. But after thinking that she might be able to feel loved, to belong to, again, she agreed. I agree, Orochimaru. Here. As Orochimaru smiled and nodded his head and extracted DNA from Tsunade and her blood as well, and carefully injected it into the fetus bone marrow, so that the DNA will be accepted. After mixing it with Kushina and Minato's DNA as well though, because there might be a chance that Tsunade's DNA might be rejected by the fetus. And luckily it did not happen. And the fetus already accepted the DNA and was growing healthy. But 1 month before the birth, as the baby was now formed inside the tube, the parents were yet again called back into the Orochimaru's lab. What is it this time, Orochimaru? Asked Minato. Is something wrong with the baby? No, the baby is going fine, but I was thinking of adding some of the Uchiha blood in him as well. What? Why would you want to do that? Think about it. He might be able to become a strong shinobi, and he's the first artificial human that has been created with the help of strongest shinobi's DNA. See here, a Senju's DNA, yours DNA. You both are a strong shinobi in your own right, a legend in your own right. And I want to add one person's DNA as well, to complete my greatest creation. Orochimaru said. He's our child, Orochimaru. Did you lie to us? Tsunade said, because she now saw the fetus as her own child as well. She was already thinking of names and talking to it with Kushina and Minato. As Orochimaru then said, no, why would you think I would do that? I have already injected my blood into him as well. He is a part of mine as well. There is no way I will say or think of him as a project. It's just that it's a habit of mine, I guess. And it should be kept secret, remember? So, anyway, enough of that. What do you think? Should we inject a DNA of Uchiha? I guess if it makes him strong and more durable, then fine. As Orochimaru then said, good. But Jiraiya then said, which Uchiha DNA are you going to inject? Fukaku's? Or someone else? Madara's. What? Do we even have his DNA? I found it. I found it in the Uchiha clan graveyard. But, what? Wait, you mean you stole the DNA from the Uchiha clan's graveyard? Yes, I did. But I wanted this baby to become strong, no matter what. And the only Uchiha who is worthy enough to be a part of our baby's whole anatomy is Madara, because he's the strongest Uchiha ever known. But still, Orochimaru, it is wrong. There is nothing wrong in science. I will be able to have my first family as well, just like you three as well. And I'll be damned if I let go like this. As Orochimaru, without warning, injected Madara's DNA into the fetus. As it was injected into the fetus back again, inside the bone marrow. And there was a lot of earful, hearing that was heard by Orochimaru from the parents, or soon-to-be parents, and his sensei. But everything went well, and after 1 month, the baby was born, without any complications. Everyone was happy. Orochimaru, Tsunade, Kushina, Minato, and Jiraiya and Sarutobi as well. As Minato and Kushina took the baby home with them that night, Tsunade felt a tug alongside with Orochimaru in their heart because that baby was a part of them as well. And the next day came, and the most important day of the baby's life. What are we going to name him? How about Saruto? No, how about Menma? Hey, how about Orochi? Orochimaru said, no. Tsunade-san, how about Namaki? No, that was your brother's name. I know you want to honor him, but he's his own different person. As then, baby opened his eyes, his blue eyes that were similar to his father, as Minato and Kushina gasped. As the baby smiled, looking at his four parents, and giggled, and then it was decided. How about Naruto? Said Kushina, as the three of the parents looked at her and smiled. That's a good name. Yes, I agree with that. That is a good name. And then there it was. It was decided that this baby will be named as Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, Namikaze Senju, and Uchiha. As time went by, Naruto grew healthily as he was monitored by Tsunade and Orochimaru, checked mentally and physically by both of them, and monitored carefully because he was an artificial human. As he was now 3 years of age, everything looked normal, but he was still under watchful eye. As Minato then said, now Naruto, this is how you unlock your chakra. You go into a meditative position and close your eyes and look deep within you. When you feel a fuzzy warm feeling inside your tummy, that is your chakra. Tap into it and unleash it. You're funny, Toho-chan. I'll try it. As Naruto sat down. He was now 3 years of age. He had blue eyes like his father, and he had blonde hair, but it was silky hair and longer, just like Madra's, but the tips at the end were black like Orochimaru's, but the rest of it was blonde. As Naruto sat down, breathing deeply, and went inside his own mindscape. Then he felt a warm fuzzy feeling and tapped into his chakra. His body was engulfed with warm heat of his own chakra, but on the outside, cracks were formed near his ground where he was sitting, as the whole atmosphere became dense, as a purplish chakra was revolving around Naruto. It was so dense that the nature even reacted to it, as little birds started to sprout from the ground, as Minato, Orochimaru, who were there, and alongside with Jiraiya, gasped, "Is that Mokutan?" Orochimaru said. Yes, he was able to achieve it as well. Due to Tsunade Hime's blood, it was possible for him. Yes, the Mokutan is back inside village. As Hiruzen was surprised but happy. It's been so long. I almost forgot how overwhelming this was. After that, Minato then said, coming out of his shock, "Naruto, I think that's enough." As Naruto opened his eyes, as the chakra vanished. "Did I do good, Dad?" "You did great, son," said both Orochimaru and Minato, as they blinked and looked at each other, and then chuckled. As Minato and Orochimaru was surprised when both of them were tackled to ground. "Thanks, both of you, Toho-chans," as Naruto got up and said, "Hey Gigi, I'm hungry. Wanna go grab some ramen to eat?" "Sure, Naruto." "You two follow up later." As Hiruzen and Naruto went to get some ramen because for Hiruzen, Naruto was his grandson, or segregate grandson. But he loved him like his grandson nonetheless, as both of the fathers looked at each other. Did he call us Toho-chans? I guess this is what a father feels like. Orochimaru for the first time had an instinct running down through his body, protective instinct. He must protect this child at all cost, because this child was his last family. Same could be said for Minato, but not to Orochimaru's extent. And we go to another time skip, as Naruto was about to enter his academy. "Do I really have to go there? I mean, I'm learning from all of you and you are the best, right?" Naruto said, as now he was sitting in his family's dinner table, and the Sanins had decided to join them as well. As everyone chuckled, "Yes, Naruto." Naruto pouted, "Oh, come on, you three are the legendary Sanin, and you, Mom, are the Red Dad, and you are the Yellow Flash, for God's sake. Come on, you are the best shinobi out there and the best teachers I could have." As then, a knock was heard on the window. Mama, Naruto, you shouldn't be acting like that and troubling your family, right? You should be a good boy and go to school so that you can make your own age friends. Kakashi-san, you're back. But come on, not you too. I really don't want to go to that place. That seems like a boring place. As Kakashi I smiled. You won't find out until you go. Ne? Fine, fine, I'll go. Naruto pouted as everyone laughed. Time skip. Next day, Naruto was standing outside the academy as his mother dropped him off. Or you could say mothers, as Nare and Kushina were walking Naruto there. As both of them went on their knees and said, "Now, listen here, little Gaki," Tsunade said. "Be quite respectful for your teachers, and be sure to make friends, and have fun," Kushina said, cutting in. "Thanks, Ka-chans," as Naruto kissed each of the women on their cheeks and ran, as both of them blinked again and smiled, feeling maternal instincts running through their bodies again, just like their fathers. As Naruto entered the class, he was met by his homeroom teachers, Yuka Umino and Mizuki, his assistant. And there were a lot of other children as well, mainly from clan heads children, like Yamanaka, clan head child Ino Yamanaka, Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, Kiba Inuzuka, and the list goes on. And Naruto was quite surprised when he found out that he too was standing out because he arrived here with two women who were known as the strongest kunoichi in the village at the time, Tsunade Senju and Uchiha Uzumaki, the Red Death of the Hidden Leaf Village. As Naruto was surprised as everyone was staring at him as he sat down near Sasuke. As Sasuke gave him the look. Hello, my name is Naruto. Yeah, I know. Everyone has been talking about you since you arrived. You're the son of the Sanins and the Yellow Flash and Red Death. We're quite surprised that you have so much parents and family. As Naruto rubbed the back of his head and smiled, he still didn't know why he had so much family, but he loved them all the same and will protect them at all cost. As Naruto and Sasuke bickered here and there, and then they became quick friends, much to everyone's dismay, and mainly the fangirls of Sasuke's dismay. As time went on and on, it was time for Sparring Match, finally. It happened once a week, and Naruto's other rest of the week was quite boring in the academy, and Naruto was sparring with none other than Sasuke, as both of them were the only ones left, as they made the hand seal before the fighting, and they got into their stances, as Naruto with a dash appeared behind Sasuke, as his mind was haywired, and it was as if the fighting was inside his own DNA, and he put a splex through Sasuke, and Sasuke was out cold, as Naruto was standing there, panting heavily, with his eyes wide open. Wait, what? How did I do that? Wow, Naruto, that was an interesting move. How did you do that? And where did you learn it? And then Naruto said, I don't know. I guess it was on instinct. As Sasuke got up, that was awesome. Oh, my head hurts. You damn idiot, you didn't have to do it like that. Sorry Sasuke, I don't know what took over me. As Naruto looked at his hands and was confused still. What the hell is wrong with me? I should talk to Tochans. They might know what is wrong. Unknown to Naruto, he was being washed by Jiraiya, who was surprised as well. Damn, Gaki got some skills. I gotta talk about this to Minato and Orochimaru as well. As Jiraiya decided to talk to Orochimaru first, as he went inside his lab and knocked. Hey Orochimaru, are you inside? Oh, Jiraiya, what is it you want? I'm busy at the time. It's about Naruto. Orochimaru halted. What is it? Is he sick or something? No. Actually, he had a sparring match today with Sasuke Uchiha, Fugaku's second child. I see, Itachi's younger brother, huh? Yes. So, what is it? Who won? Naruto. And he was moving like as he was moving on instinct, and he was quite surprised after what he did, defeating Sasuke. Orochimaru-sama, that is what happens when you combine the DNA of the strongest Uchiha Senju clan, mine and Uzumaki and Namikaze. The strongest and powerful child is born. You know, you still sometimes act like the mad scientist who became successful with his creation. Well, I am a mad scientist who created his own child. or you can say part child, with the help of science. Yeah, true. I guess you're right. You pretty much are psycho, Timmy. Well, I gotta go talk about this with Minato. He might be surprised. You don't have to. I repaired Sensei's globe that was broken when he was peeping on the women, and gave it back to Minato. Much to Sensei's dismay because, well, he wasn't having it. He wanted his globe even after his retirement. Sure, I'll go and tell Minato again and take a peek at the globe. Thanks for telling me. As Jiraiya dashed out of there as Orochimaru facepalmed. That idiot. If this globe breaks again, I'm not going to fix it this time. You're on your own, Minato. Best of luck. As we go inside the Hokage's office, where Minato, Kushina, and Tsunade, who was there to submit reports, was quite surprised with Naruto's performance. But why does he look surprised? Maybe it has something to do with how he was born or something. Tsunade said, getting to a conclusion as Minato and Kushina said, will it affect him or will it harm him? No, I don't think so. It is as he was moving on instincts, which is quite good. His instincts are quite sharp, more sharper than even ours. As both of the parents sighed, that is a good thing, right? Yes, it is. As then Jiraiya knocked on the door. It seems that you have heard the news, or better yet, seen it firsthand. As the three of them smiled. You were watching it? Yeah, I was watching it from the shadows. The Kaki got some mad skills. And I'm thinking of taking him as an apprentice. Not happening. Both Tsunade and Kushina said, wait, what? As Minato just sweat dropped and chuckled nervously. Well, it's their mother's decision as well. As then Orochimaru appeared. Yes, Jiraiya, I'm not going to handing over my kid to you to turn him into a pervert. So yeah, you want him to turn into a psychopath scientist? Huh, Orochimaru? Well, it will be beneficial for him to learn something useful. And not only that, he might be able to become strong as well. Oh, come on, I'm not that bad. Yes, you are that bad, everyone said as Minato just nervously chuckled at the insult his sensei was hearing from his wives and his own comrades. As Jiraiya then said, with enemy tears, you all are traitors. Don't talk to me ever again, as he dashed a time skip. Time went by and Naruto soon grew into a 13-year-old teenager and was getting cranky as well. Oh, come on, Toa-chan. I already passed the Genin exams. So please, can you let me be a shinobi? Not now, Naruto. We know that you aced the test and became the Rookie of the Year, but you still have to become a Genin after team selection. Not before that. Oh, come on. I'm not gonna talk to you anymore, Naruto said as he dashed out of Minato's office. As Minato just sighed. Mataka. That kid is growing up and becoming rebellious. As Tsunade, Kushina, and Orochimaru chuckled. That is what happened when the kids grow up. They sure do grow up fast. I still can remember that Naruto-chan was a little kid and would run up to his mommy and demand some sweets and ramen. And in return will give kisses and hugs. And now he doesn't want to do that, Kushina said, a little bit disheartened but otherwise proud that her son was growing up and soon turned into a man. As the rest of the gang just chuckled. As we go back to Naruto, he was now inside a park where he saw his friends coming up to him. Hey Naruto, how did it go? Did your plan work? No, they just rejected me outright. Told ya. What a drag. You troublesome blonde, just wait till you graduate. Really. And with positive way. Not like this. You're just rushing things. But I want to become a cool shinobi like them. And I already aced the marks and everything in the academy. That doesn't make you a shinobi right now, Naruto. Don't you see it? Yes, Naruto-san. That doesn't make you the shinobi right now. You have to have the approval of our sensei, Ruka. And not only that, you might as well also be selected into a team and may be selected by a jonin as well as your student. Then you can become a Genin of Konoha. Wow, you sure do a lot, huh, Shino? Naruto said, a little bit surprised. As Shino then said, nothing but nodded. As Naruto then said, well, I'm lucky to have friends as you all. We'll just have to wait a little bit longer, as everyone smiled at that. And then they just watched clouds. Lucky for Shikamaru. And everyone was bored though, but they had to agree with Shikamaru because it was his day of to choose what should they do. And for Shikamaru, we all know, watching cloud was his hobby. And so everyone had to agree with him. Time skip. Next day came and they finally became Genins and were selected into the teams. As the teams were as in canon, as we go towards when Kakashi arrived in the class. At the side he arrived to was three of the Genins just lazing around. Naruto, who was sleeping as a bubble came out of his nose as he was snoring loudly. Sakura, who was, well, looking pissed. And Sasuke, who was looking at Kakashi with narrowed eyes. And a little bit desperation as well to get away from the girl who was constantly asking him for dates and getting rejected. As then he said, getting attention of Naruto, huh? I'm up. Naruto said, my first impression of you three, you all suck. Oh yeah, you suck as well, Kakashi-san. As Kakashi's eyebrow twitched. We waited for 3 hours and now you come, huh? And you still had that disgusting book in your hand. I'm so gonna tell Ka-chans as well about this, and they're gonna get rid of all your books alongside with Erosanins. As his eyes, lone eye widened. No, you wouldn't. Oh, I sure will, Naruto said, with a mischievous grin as he started to dash towards the window. Before he could get out, Kakashi grabbed him from behind. You will not be going anywhere, Naruto Uzumaki. You'll be coming with me, Genin. Ah, come on. Pulling rank on me like that, Kakashi-san, really? Yes, this is your joint instructant here, Kakashi Harake, and I am pulling my rank on you, Naruto. You must obey now, and will not speak about this matter to your family. I promise I will be more, punctual. You better be, said Sakura, as they finally went to the rooftop and had their introduction, but this time it was different because the Uchihas were alive. As he said, the same thing as in canon for the Team 7 to arrive at the training ground 7 and don't eat. The next day, they all came there, and Naruto hadn't eaten anything, and so did Sasuke and Sakura, but they did brought bento so that after beating their sensei, they could have their lunch. That was well deserved. And let's just say their sensei arrived 2 hours later, not 3 this time, as Naruto was pissed again, and so was Sakura and Sasuke, but they had to let it slide. As the test finally began, after explaining and showing them the 2 bells, and saying that one of the Genins should be going back. Suddenly something clicked inside Naruto's mind, and so did Sasuke. There are always 3 Genins and never had been 2 Genins. All they had to do was convince Sakura, and luckily she followed Sasuke anywhere after they considered things between them that they should work together. If things didn't work out, Naruto or Sasuke might go back, and the rest of the 2 will go with the team. And decided to attack with planning on Kakashi. First, Sakura arrived out of nowhere from the bushes with kunais in her hand and launched them at Kakashi. Kakashi avoided them, still having book in his hand, but he was surprised when a fireball attack was coming from behind. He luckily dodged it with a substitution, but where he substituted, Naruto came from the ground and grabbed the bells and threw them at Sasuke and Sakura, but the bells turned into stones with a puff of smoke. As their eyes widened, as Kakashi arrived on the rooftop of the tree with 2 bells in his hand. Mama, you are clever, Naruto, but not that clever to fool me, he said, as Naruto was getting irritated and angry. And then suddenly, something happened. Inside Naruto's eyes changed and they flashed red, as there were 3 tomos in them, matured Sharingan, which caused everything to stop. As Naruto was standing there and he clutched his eyes. My eyes hurt. As Sasuke and, Kakashi, who saw this, jumped down, stopping the test. Naruto? What is wrong? Let me see your eyes. As Naruto opened his eyes, and the 3 of them gasped. Sharingan, Sasuke said. What? You have Sharingan, and a mature one at that. But your eyes were normal before. Was it a genjutsu? No, Sasuke. Naruto's eyes are his own. How come he has Sharingan? As then, there was a yellow flash, as Minato arrived with Orochimaru, Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Kushina. As they all dashed towards Naruto. Naruto! Your eyes, they really are Sharingan. As they looked at Orochimaru and Tsunade for an explanation, it seems that his DNA is kicking in. What DNA? Madara Uchiha's. As Blood ran cold inside Kakashi and Sasuke's veins. Madara Uchiha's name was not to be mentioned that lightly. It was the name of a warmonger Uchiha who tore down enemies' armies like they were nothing and threw them into the air like they were paper bags or something. He had immense power, and here Naruto was, with his DNA coursing through his veins. He must be a powerful Uchiha. But isn't Naruto and Uzumaki and Namikaze? Yes. I guess it is time for Naruto to know how he was born. Kakashi, you and Sasuke, you alongside with Sakura, come to my office. As after half an hour, everyone arrived there, as Naruto was still quite confused what was going on. His Sharingan had subsided after Kakashi told him to stop channeling chakra into his eyes, as his eyes turned back to blue. And Naruto channeled back again into chakra into his eyes, and they turned back to red with 3 tomos in them. And Naruto disconnected the chakra from his eyes. As he was sitting inside the room, as his teammates were sitting at the one side, as his parents looked at him. What is it? Naruto, you were born artificially. What? I don't understand. You see, you are born from our blood, yes, but you are not born from us. You are our son still. We still love you as of our own. Nothing will ever change that. It's just that we didn't conceive you in a natural way. You were born inside a lab. By mixing the DNA of mine, Minato pointed at himself, your mother, Kushina's, your other mother, Tsunade, and your other father, Orochimaru, and Madara Uchiha's. That is why you have such potent chakra, and that is why you were able to achieve Sharingan. But we didn't knew that you might be able to unlock it so early. What? You mean to say that I'm not your son? No, Naruto, you are our son. Never ever forget that, you are our son. All of them said in unison, as Minato continued, and nothing can change that in this world. I'm just saying that I have to tell you the truth. You have the right to know. As Naruto didn't know what to feel. He was feeling betrayed, hurt, as his eyes turned into Sharingan as he glared at his parents. You lied to me. All this time, you lied to me. As something happened, his Sharingan morphed and changed into another form. But it was an eternal form, a complete one. Because Kakashi had and Mangekyo, he could tell it is an eternal form. And it was the same as Madara's, in shape and form. As Naruto was glaring at his parents as his chakra was flaring purple, it was so potent that everyone could see it. And not only that, trees started to grow from the ground as 3 veins were formed around Naruto in protective manner, as if a barrier was protecting him out of wood. Mokitan, his Senju bloodline has spoken as well. As Naruto then said, you all lied to me. Naruto, calm down, we didn't lie. We just hid the truth from you for the time being. And we still didn't want to tell you that, but I guess the secret was out and we had to tell you. Please, Sochi, come back. Don't do this. As Naruto calmed down, as his mother hugged him from behind, which was none other than Kushina, who was the bravest out of all of them. Please don't do this. Please, we all love you. We will never hate you or do such things such as lying to you. We did this to protect you. Please. As Naruto calmed down and started to cry. But the first tears that came were of that of blood because of the Mangekyo that was awakened. And then his Mangekyo turned into 3 tomos, and then it turned back into his blue hues of eyes. As he cried, as everyone came together and hugged him, and his teammates were quite surprised to find out that their friend Naruto was an artificial ninja/human that was created in a lab, not born like them. As Minato turned towards them and said, please keep this a secret. You as well, Kakashi. You know me, Sensei, I won't tell even a soul about this. Not even Obito or Rin, he said. Inside in his own mind though, the last bit. As Sasuke and Sakura were surprised as well, but nodded their heads furiously because they will keep this secret safe with them, because it was a secret of Namikaze Uzumaki family, the family of their Hokage and their leader as well. As Time went by and Naruto became sober and finally fell asleep. And the next day came and they finally started as normal. As Naruto was getting back normally and Team 7 was put on hold a little bit, while the rest of the teams passed as in canon though. After things got normal, after a week or so, and Naruto let go of, well, his emotions regarding his birth, he finally became normal, like a person he was before the truth. And, well, they went on some D-rank missions which were quite hellish, and after that, Naruto got bored and stormed through his father's office after delivering the hellish cat named Tora back to her owner. Tojan, I had enough of the D-ranks. Please, can you give me the first C-rank mission, please? I'm getting bored as hell here. As he was bonked on the head by none other than his mother, who was now the Anbu captain, and reinstated back into the Shinobi Corps, Kushina Uzumaki. Young man, is this a way to talk to your Hokage and your father? Kajan, please! I'm an Anbu commander right now, Naruto. You can call me Dragon. Seriously, Dragon? What is wrong with that? Kushina said, as she grew a tick mark on her mast head and her hair started flying in air, indicating that she was getting furious. Naruto then said, Fine, I'm out of here, Naruto said, as he dashed out of here, as Minato yell flashed away. And rest of the Anbus got out of there as well, and so did Team 7. Why is everyone getting away from me? Kushina said, as she then turned towards Naruto, unsheathing his sword. Young man, get ready for a beating, because your mother is coming after you, Tebane. I didn't do shit, Tebayo. You just swore. Oh no. Naruto broke another rule inside the Uzumaki Namikaze household to never swear, and now he was being chased inside the village by his own mother, as his father was hiding behind a water tank, hugging his knees and crying, Please let this nightmare be past. Please let this nightmare be past. Please let this nightmare be past. He was chanting this mantra because his wife was now a raging demon that was going through the village hunting down their own son, and him as well, for his mistakes, because he knew no matter what, his son's mistakes will be blamed on him as well. No matter who will point it out, Kushina will be furious at both of them. No matter how much both of them loved their wife/mother, they were going to face her fury once in a while. As we see Minato hiding, we go back to Naruto, who was beaten by his mother to the ground and had red cheeks which were swollen with the slaps. As he got up, No, you don't have to do me like that though, Kajan. As Kushina huffed, you deserve that, Naruto. But still, you don't have to act so rough or force yourself to. I know you were acting. As Naruto got serious, I'm just trying to put that thing behind me about my birth and get back normal. I know you all love me and all, and I love you as well. Nothing changed regarding that, but I just still don't find it quite well and good that I was born in a lab and not naturally. That is why I guess I feel attached to you four, not to you two only. As Kushina hugged her son, It's alright, son. As Naruto was quite confused and having a sweat drop on his head. Wow, first she beat me to the ground and then hugged me? What next? Pigs fly? As Kushina suddenly felt that her son was thinking some bad. Aren't you thinking that I am quite hypocrite, aren't you, Naruto? No, never. How could you think like that, Ka-chan? Good, let's go grab some ramen. As they got their ramen and went back. Time skip. We see Naruto and his team alongside with a civilian named Tazuna, who was a bridge builder from Wave, traveling towards the land of Wave, as their mission was simple, just to drop him off there and return back to Konoha. But along the way, they saw a puddle, and Naruto sensed something. With the help of his sensory range that he got as well out of nowhere, as Naruto then said in code verse that there might be two shinobis hiding in that puddle, as it was a genjutsu. As then Naruto launched an attack that he didn't know he had. Amaterus, he said, as his eyes bleed as they turned into Mangekyo, as black flame out of nowhere formed and were launched at the puddle. As screams were heard suddenly, as the two demon builders came out and were being burned to death, as Naruto stopped as the flame engulfed into nothingness. As they were burned badly and bruised but alive, as Naruto then tied them up and healed them a little bit so they could talk. Who sent you? Gato. Gato sent us. As Everyone turned towards Tazuna, Gato, and they are demon brothers, a B-rank threat in the Shinobi book. So, tell us, Tazuna, why did you lie? It is a B-rank mission, and you called Ganin because it was their first C-rank mission. They are unexperienced. Do you want us to get killed? No, as Tazuna went on to explain that who Gato was and how his village come to know poverty. Naruto was enraged. His Sharingan was now fully matured and now Mangekyo. It was showing. As Sasuke was quite jealous, to be honest, but well, was quite scared as well because that Mangekyo, after telling his father and drawing the pattern of the Mangekyo and showing it to his father, confirmed that it was the same Sharingan as Madara. If Naruto had it, Naruto had the potential to become the strongest Uchiha out there alive, because Madara was the first Uchiha to achieve this stage of Sharingan and become the Yami no Shinobi, the death god of Shinobi as well, on the battlefield. And he gulped and prayed for those enemies that will face Naruto, if he ever went on Madara route, that is. And finally the time came as they arrived in the land of Wave, not before facing Zabuza, who Naruto fought valiantly and unlocked another technique as well, Susanoo. When Zabuza made water clones to attack rest of the team as Kakashi was trapped in water prison, Naruto got enraged and chakra materialized around him and a Susanoo was formed, but a half Susanoo, as two swords were formed as in each of its hand as it was pointed at Zabuza, who was surprised. Is that a Susanoo? He knew about the Sharingan a little bit and the mighty Susanoo, but he thought that it was nothing but a myth now because he saw never an Uchiha use it. As he encountered first Uchiha was using it, that kid is an Uchiha and has a matured Sharingan and is able to use Susanoo. Damn it, I have to get out of here. Before he could leave, Naruto threw a thrust. As with each sword thrust, the shockwave was enough to cause dent in the earth itself as the earth shattered, and it shattered to a long distance as Zabuza left, avoiding each strike, but one strike that was delivered to his back and he was cut into halves. But he was alive still, but he couldn't fight anymore. One of his hand and lower body was cut, but with the help of his chakra, he was able to keep his blood from flowing outside of his body and killing him. And his chakra was running out. As Naruto jumped down, deactivating his Susanoo, freeing his sensei, as his eyes widened what he did. In his horror, he dashed towards Zabuza to avoid killing him. And having his first skill, he didn't want it to kill someone, even his enemies. Not like this. And after arriving there, he saw that Zabuza was barely alive and with a masked nin. As the masked nin got alert, I'm here to help. Please, I promise I won't kill him or anything. Please just let me help. Why should I trust you? Said the masked nin. Please, let me help. I can use healing jutsus. As Naruto put the two pieces of his body together and took a deep breath, and suddenly his Senju DNA kicked in, and nature energy started to gather, unknown to him, as the marks that of Shodai Hokage formed on his face. As then, he did the Mystic Palm Jutsu, and suddenly the nerves, everything within Zabuza started to heal. Because of the 100 healing marks that appeared out of nowhere on Naruto's foreheads, the organs were being rebuilt inside Zabuza. Everything, even the nerves, and were being connected back, and Zabuza's body was connected. The blood flow was normal. Now please move your toes. As Zabuza moved his legs, he was back to normal. Thank you. He got up and sat down. Take it easy, please, and rest. Why did you help me, kid? You know that I was your enemy. Why did you help me out? I didn't want to kill a person, regardless of who he was, enemy or not. I don't want to kill any person. What if they are unavoidable and unredeemable? Because the person you're about to face is the same. You mean Gato? Yes. Then I guess I wouldn't mind that much. His Uchiha genes were kicking in again. Thirsty for blood, same as Madara's. He had a grin on his face that was creepy and said chill down the spines of the two he helped. What the hell is wrong with this kid? It's like as he have split personality. One is good and one is bad. I should avoid this kid at all cost. Thanks, kid, for helping us. We'll be out of your way. Wait, Naruto said. Where is this Gato's hideout? Naruto's Sharingan flared to life. As, for the first time, Zabuza felt something. Fear. Fear in his eyes as he was standing in front of the cursed Uchiha, Madara Uchiha himself. As after telling where Gato's hideout was, Naruto said to his team, Sasuke, take Sensei back to Tazuna's house with him. I'll be going on a little journey. Naruto Baka, where are you going? Sakura said, but Naruto turned and looked at her with Sharingan. And that glare that he gave her. If glares could kill, she would be already dead 1,000 times as she gulped and almost pissed her, pants. Naruto? Go, Sakura. I won't be asking nicely again. As Naruto then disappeared with the sunshine as he was traveling through the forest, and whichever branch he set foot on, with such chakra and thrust he launched from it that the branch broke from the tree as he arrived there. 2 chakra swords formed in his hands, adamantium chain-like metal swords made out of chakra. That was from his yin release from his Uzumaki clan side. As Naruto dashed inside Gato's hideout, and after 10 minutes screams were heard. As Naruto massacred everyone there, each and every one of them, and cut out Gato's both arms and legs and dragged his body back to the village, where screams were filled as everyone in the Wave village got out, even Tazuna and his sensei who had woken up, still recovering, as all of them saw Naruto standing there with 2 swords, and he was glaring with red eyes at Zab as Gato, who was screaming and begging for mercy. Mercy? Sorry, a lot of it. As he threw Gato towards the populace of the Wave. People of Wave, this here is your tormentor that Zabuza told me about. Gato, I was here to deliver Tazuna back, but along the way he told us the story of your village. And here I bring you your tormentor. You will be the one to get justice upon yourself. Do as you please. Do not worry and do not fear, because all of his goon and everyone is dead. And here are the people, and here is the money he has stolen. Naruto threw a scroll in the air as the money rained down upon the people. As everyone collected the money, and the people that went from their family were happy that their loved ones were back, that were about to be sold off as slaves or as prostitutes. And the person who was responsible for this, the people turned their anger towards him. And that day, Gato was cured and tortured until he was dead, and Naruto healed him back so he could be tortured more. It went on for a whole week until the bridge was built by Zabuza and the rest of the team. The villagers were happy that they took out all their frustration of those years with 1 week in Gato, as Gato finally died. But nonetheless, feeling 3 years worth of pain again at his last moments because of Naruto's infinite Tsukiyomi technique from his Sharingan. After that, Naruto turned back to his normal mental state, the normal kid state, as he grabbed his head and started to shed tears and vomited. As his teammates looked at him with surprise. Naruto, is everything okay? I don't know what I did. Sensei, it was as if something took over me. I'm not feeling right. We have to go back. The bridge is complete, Naruto. We'll be leaving as soon as possible, he said to his team as everyone nodded. As Naruto all the way back was quite silent, as he was regarded as a hero in the land of Wave though, but he was quite shocked at what he did. After returning, Kakashi explained what happened to Naruto, and Naruto explained the rest of the tale, that when he came to be, he didn't know what he did. And Orochimaru confirmed his suspicions. It looks like Madara's genes are too much. You might have split personality disorder, Naruto. When you feel enraged, your Uchiha side took over. When you feel helpful or remorseful, your Senju side will take over. And when you feel nothing, you will be normal, your own person. Do I have to live like this? Can you just end it by killing me? I'm a monster who killed those people. I said those words to Zabuza before I saved him, that I will not kill anyone. I will live by a moral. Then he told me of what Garo did and his misdeeds, and I just was engulfed with rage. And then that happened. As everyone hugged Naruto. It's alright, Naruto. You wanted to protect them. You were feeling sorrowful, anger for them. That is why what you did. You did. But promise me one thing. You will never lose control and go rogue or do bad stuff with your powers. I promise, Kacha. This much I promise. As if his Naruto wasn't the only one saying this. His all personality was saying this as well. It felt like desperation in all of them. Craving for love that they never had. It was as if that they were abandoned and they were craving for love and they finally found it and wouldn't let go. As his family was the last limelight in his life. It was like that for Naruto. Without them, he was nothing but a monster. These were the thoughts that Naruto's other personalities were feeling, mainly the Uchihas and the Senjus. But for Naruto, he was normal and happy, feeling blessed and all. Anyway, time skip. We go into an undisclosed location inside Amegakure. So, it is time for us to be gathered here, isn't it? Yes, it is. We will launch an attack on all villages, all at once, and gather their bijus. What about the Ninetales? The Yellow Flash is alive. He's a tough opponent. Not to mention the three Sanins being there, and Orochimaru rejecting our offer that we've given him all those years ago. It might be difficult, so we might have to wait to attack them, but we have to gather the all other 8-tailed beasts. And so the hunt for the tail beast began. And the next day, before the Chunin exams ever were mentioned, Suna was attacked and the Biju was extracted from Gaara. And sorrowfully, the Suna village was destroyed because the whole Akatsuki was there, and Pain launched his Shinra Tensei, destroying it. And this was no Naruto or Konoha there to avoid or come back from such destruction. And Suna was lost to the elemental nations. Only 4 elemental nations remained, as Taki was destroyed then next, and then Kumo raided and destroyed. One by one the villages fell, and finally Iwagakure fell as well. Konoha was getting scared and a little bit on guard as well because of the nations that were being fallen at the head of an organization named Akatsuki. The rest of the villages didn't deem them as threats, but when one by one each of the village fell, they were now seeing Akatsuki as a threat now, but it was already too late because Konoha was the only village left in the elemental nations. The only elemental nation left. As for the others, Akatsuki already had the 8 Bijus, and the Jinchurikis were dead, and so could be said for the rest of the village populace, all gone. As now Jiraiya confirmed what they were after. They were after Bijus, Naruto's mom, and Naruto mind haywired. As then, after finding out that, or secretly hearing out that his mother was being targeted and it was from Amegakure, Naruto grabbed a map to Amegakure and dashed out of the village without anyone telling. As we see Naruto dashing at mass speed, his eyes turned into red as Naruto had awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan yet again. As he was dashing at blinding speed, his chakra swords formed in his hands, a mad grin on his face. You will try to capture my mother, huh? I'll show you what you do and get when you mess with my family, Naruto said as his voice got heavy with each word, dropping to lower decibels. As with blinding speed he dashed towards Amegakure, and you could say within 2 hours he arrived at the location, which usually took 1 week. As he panted heavily and then grinned madly. Why don't I give them a surprise? My style. As Naruto activated his Susanoo, as the power surge was felt by the whole Akatsuki, that power. As suddenly, a huge meteor was dropped from the sky. Feel the wrath of Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze's Senju Uchiha, as the meteor crushed down the populace of Amegakure alongside the Akatsuki base. Some of the Akatsuki members perished along the way, such as Zetsu, Konan, and Kisame, and none other than Kakazu as well. His hearts were crushed, surprisingly. And Sasori as well, his puppets were broken. The only one remaining were Tobi, Deidara, and none other than Hidan. These three were alive. You! How can you use that power? As Naruto then looked at, you are the one who were causing that trouble, aren't you? Then he said something, Limbo. As two swords were dragged inside the hearts of none other than Hidan and the other remaining person, as Toby just stayed there, floating in the air, as Nagato was on the ground, coughing blood. How? You didn't even hurt me. I pierced through your original body, Uzumaki. You dare try to harm my mother? Hunt her down, huh? I will rip you all to shreds for just thinking like that. As Naruto was surprised when the orange masked person dropped his mask, only to reveal that it was none other than his father's dead student, Obito Uchiha. Ah, I see. So my sensei has told you about me. As he formed his Susanoo there. It was sky blue color Susanoo. As Naruto then said, you can use the Susanoo. Yes, I am an Uchiha after all. Like you, aren't I? I was born naturally and have a full Susanoo. As Naruto laughed merrily. Full power Susanoo. Yeah, right. As Naruto then said, forming a hand seal as 100 healing marks appeared on his face. Sage arts. Shinju Senju. As a giant wooden Buddha statue appeared with 1,000 hands. As then, Naruto Susanoo covered those whole wooden statue and the hands. As Susanoo formed fists were launched at Obito Susanoo. As the Susanoo broke and it came down raging on Obito. As Obito was broken and mangled. As Naruto dragged his two chakra sword inside his eye sockets. As Obito screamed in pain. I'll tell you this, Rin-ne-chan and Kakashi Nishi-chan doesn't deserve you as a friend. You are a failure and will always remain a failure. To the end, as Naruto dragged his swords across his body, ripping him into 3 slices, killing him without any remorse. As then he looked at Hidan, who was still alive. You're still alive, Naruto then said. No worries, I'll take care of that. As he made 1,000 clones of his own, as he made hand seals. Fire style. Great fire annihilation jutsu. As huge streams of fire from all over Ramegakure came and engulfed the whole village. As screams of terror and horror were heard, but Naruto didn't feel any remorse. As the whole village was burned alongside the ghetto monster that was appearing inside the village. Out of nowhere, it was hidden inside the Akatsuki base, but now that the whole village was destroyed, the meteor, it appeared in the center as it was being burned. And after being burnt and destroyed, the pieces were released. As they appeared in fire, they got out of it, as they saw an Uchiha glaring at them with blonde long hair, as a Madara was looking at them. Naruto then said to the Bijus, you are all free. Leave, I don't need to bother with you. You rescued us, Ningen. You have our gratitude. But I would like to ask one thing, said Gyuki. What? Why did you help us? I didn't do it for you. I did it for my mother. She is a Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, and they were going to come after her. That is why what I did. Nothing else. As Naruto left that place without any thought, sunshine away from there, as the Biju looked at each other and said, Man, I pray for those foolish bastards who ever wronged his family the wrong way. I mean, look at the kid, he just leveled the whole village like that at the age of 14 or 13, right? Said Yuki. The kid is surely powerful. I guess we gotta go to our own ways now. Separated yet again. You're right. As we go back to Konoha, everyone was fearing that Naruto is kidnapped by Akatsuki or something like that because Naruto wasn't found anywhere until Naruto arrived covered in blood and, well, bruised a bit, walking through the gates as his Sharingan was still at life, as everyone gasped from wherever he went. As he arrived at the Hokage Tower, his parents were there, as his mother was yelling at him, but stopped in her tracks when he saw that Naruto was angry and has his Sharingan activated. He closed his arms into each other, locking them as he sat there on his chair, crossing his legs as he said, "I took care of the threat. You do not need to, mother. You do not need to fear, mother. They will not bother us any longer." "What do you mean, Naruto?" Kushina asked, a little bit worried. "There is no Amegakure and Akatsuki left for you to worry. How do you know about this?" "I heard before arriving here. As I was about to knock on the door, I heard Jiraiya Sensei here talking about Akatsuki and where they are resided and what their goals are. And even a foolish person could tell if a Biju is extracted from a Jinchurigi's body, they will die. And I'll be damned if I let that happen." "Naruto, calm down." "I am calm, mother." "They will not harm you. They will never harm my family ever again. I will not let them." As after that, Naruto clutched his head as he fell from the chair on the ground. "What are you doing?" "I am protecting our family." "No, you're harming them. Can't you see? They're terrified," Naruto said as the Uchiha eye of Naruto's face widened as the blue one looked at it. "Calm down. You defeated them, right? There's nothing to worry about. You're still here. You can protect them with us." "Yes," Kushina said. "You don't have to worry about that, son. We don't need your protection anymore. Let us protect you for a change. You shouldn't just rely on yourself. Rely on us as well. Can't you see? We're your family," she said, as his eyes widened. The Uchiha side of Naruto's eyes widened. "Ka-chan," as he shed tears, as he engulfed Kushina into a hug. "Fine. Thank you." He smiled for the first time. Naruto's Uchiha side did, as his Mangekyo turned into 3 tomos, and then it turned back into a blue eye. As Naruto felt unconscious, it looks like we dealt with this Uchiha persona, and it will, reform again inside Naruto. As we go inside Naruto's mindscape, as both Narutos appeared in front of each other, the Uchiha, Naruto, and the Senju Uzumaki, which were already in unison and together. Naruto. "Where are we?" "Inside our mindscape," the Uchiha one said with a smile. "What is going on?" "I have achieved my dream to protect my family and have a loved one. You see, because of the Uchiha DNA inside of you, inside of us Uchihas are cursed with the curse of hatred, and that is broken here by our own family. And I guess I'm freed now from that curse, and I will be joining you soon as one." "Really?" "Yeah, I guess it will be fun, right?" "Yeah, it will be." As both of them fist bumped as the Uchiha Naruto was engulfed by bright light, as Naruto too was engulfed then later on as he exited his mindscape. As he opened his eye in real world, as he saw that he was in a bed, as his family was there, and Naruto just smiled happily at his family. Things were looking up for the only elemental nation in, the whole world now, Konoha, as the rest were destroyed. Peace was achieved, but at the cost of a lot of destruction at the hands of Akatsuki. But at the end, they were destroyed because of their own greed and curse at the hands of Naruto, the enraged Uchiha Uzumaki Namikaze Senju, the son of Orochimaru, Tsunade, Kushina, and Minato, part son of Madara Uchiha himself. You don't mess with him or his family, or he will come for you. That was for sure. As we have a time skip. Time skip to Naruto was 20 years of age, as his parents arranged a marriage with Inuzuka clan heir daughter, Hana, who was 1 year older than Naruto. Are you sure about this, Kachan? Yes, Naruto, as this is necessary so that we can have grandkids, as Naruto blushed. Really? I don't even know her. Besides, I don't think this will work out. It will. You will make it work out, young man. As Naruto had his first meeting slash date with Hana, as both of them met at a room, as they went to a fancy restaurant and talked, and suddenly it clicked, and both of them were enjoying their, well, company. And one thing led to another, and the next thing Naruto knew, he woke up in a bed next to naked Hana. And they were, well, married the next day after. In urgency, courtesy of Kushin and Tsunami. And Naruto became his friend Kiba's brother-in-law. Much to Kiba's dismay, but he was happy and said if he broke his sister's heart, he will crush it. As Naruto promised and swore that he will let himself be killed by Kiba if he ever, well, hurt his sister. And truth to be told, after 1 year, his first son was born. His own son, Boruto. Boruto Inuzuka Uzumaki Namikaze Uchiha Senju. A long ass name, yes, but that son will be powerful as well. As Naruto showed his parent his son, their grandson, and Naruto was happy. First time feeling maternal love and protective instincts running back again into his body. As his Sharingan flared to life, I will protect this child, our child. Yeah, we sure will, buddy. As Uchiha Naruto was back, and he will do everything in his power to protect his son and his family. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this part of, guys. Movie of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out.